Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all good? I hope so. Y'all, let's get into episode 4 of Under the Bridge. The episode is titled Beautiful British Columbia. And the episode description reads, in 1979, Suman and Manjit fall in love, setting into motion a series of events that will change their lives forever. In 1997, the Seven Oaks girls go to the Virk house for a dinner to remember, leading to the shocking revelation of Manjit's secret. Under the Bridge is based on actual events. Certain elements have been fictionalized or invented for dramatic purposes. So you know that episode 3 left off with Rebecca giving Raj the folder on Manjit that she got from Officer Cam. And Rebecca's going to see, if she can get Raj to tell her anything that happened to make Manjit get a record and having it expunged. Also, at the Seven Oaks home, remember the girls, Joe, Dusty, and Kelly were playing around with some clothes, and Joe goes to try on a dress, and she was like, I need some shoes. She goes to the closet for some shoes, and she sees Rena's muddy Steve Madden boots in the closet. Joe, she's shocked, she confused, she don't know where these boots came from. She yelled for Kelly. Kelly and Dusty jump up. They go in the closet, and she's standing there like, how, what, like, where did this come from? And that's when Kelly looks at her and says, I did it for you. And I'm like, did what for her? Kelly, what are you talking about? Like, you took Rena out, or did you and Warren do something? Because, Warren is looking a little suspicious too, right? Well, episode 4 opens with Rena narrating, saying, on November 14th, 1997, Kelly Ellard, Killed me. Y'all, Kelly took Rena out for Joe. And Josephine had no clue. At least that's how she was looking. She was looking so confused, like she don't know what's going on. When she saw those boots in the closet, y'all, Rena said Kelly did it. Oh my gosh. And this is one of those, how they do the flashback, present, go back. So I'm going to do I think I'm going to start with the past first. Okay, so the scene opens with a newborn baby in a nursery at the hospital, and that baby is Rena. Rena is narrating, saying, in order to learn what happened to me, we have to start with her grandparents who arrived in Canada in 1951. Her grandparents bought a home, and you could tell immediately that the neighbors, they did not welcome them. Someone even sprayed "Go Home" on their garage door. So they were going around putting birthday invitations in the mailboxes, and that's when they saw it. So they invited the neighbors to the birthday party, but of course no one came. But then there was a knock at the door, and it was the Jehovah's Witness. So that's how they were introduced to that faith. So fast forward to 1979, and Rena says that her father came from India to visit his sister. His sister takes him to a cookout, and she's hoping that he'll meet someone before his tourist visa expires. But Manjit, he didn't want to, meet someone just to secure his visa. So they go in the house, and this is when he first lays eyes on Suman. But he continues into the kitchen, with his sister. Suma's mom comes over trying to play matchmaker, and Suma is not interested. So Manjit, he sees what's happening. So he goes over and introduces himself and asks if he could borrow their daughter so, she could show him where those delicious smells are coming from. Suma knew exactly what he was doing. She was happy to show him where the food was because she wanted to get away from her mama. She ain't got time for you to be playing matchmaker with her. So Manjit and Suman, they go for a walk, and they get to know each other. They ask each other about their dreams, what kind of life that they wanted, and they were basically on the same page. They both wanted just a happy family and a happy life. So now a few weeks have passed, and Suman has invited her parents out to eat with her and Manjit. She tells them that they want to be together. The parents, all of a sudden, they think she's too young to get married, but they didn't think that when they were trying to play matchmaker. The mom doesn't like it because Manjit isn't a witness. The dad, he got so upset he left the table. The mom says she has done her homework on Manjit, and she asked Suman if Manjit told her about his expired visa, that his sister doesn't have enough money to sponsor, and did she know what the other way for him to get it sponsored, and that was to get married. Manjit, he didn't tell Suman that. And she snatches her hands away and he just sitting there with tears in his eyes. So Manjit, he calls home to tell his parents that he's changing his faith and becoming a witness. He shaves his beard and everything. He tells his mom that he is doing it because he really loves Suman. He then goes to Suman's house and says, you told me that witnesses don't keep beards, but Suman wants him to know that she would have never asked him to do that. And he said that he chose that because he wants to share her values with her and that he'll do whatever it takes to build a future with her. So a few days pass and Suman, she trying to sneak out the house, but her mom stops her to find out where she's going. Suman lies and says, to the store. But you know moms, you know how they are. They know everything. So she asked her, where are you really going? And Suman confesses and says that Manjit is going to convert for her. And the mom, she already knew. So she gave Suman some earrings and her blessings. But she said that Suman would have to, give her dad some time because he's not really there for it. And then Manjit and Suman get married. So now we're coming to the present, okay, which is September 1997. This is the day, the girls show up to Rena's house to meet her parents. It was Joe, Dusty, Kelly, and Kelly's mom. So in Rena's home, they don't wear shoes. And Joe says, I better not have to take my shoes off. And Kelly was like, Joe, come on. But Manjit, he was coming downstairs and he was like, it's okay. You don't have to take off your shoes. We want you all to be comfortable in our home. But the mom, Suman, was already irritated with Joe. Rena invites the girls up to her room. Suman invites Kelly's mom to stay for dinner, but she took a rain check, which I doubt she was ever planning on cashing in because she looked so uncomfortable in their home. I was happy she left because, look, lady, we don't have time for your stank face and your ignorant attitude. So the girls are upstairs looking around, but you could tell that Kelly and Joe have something up their sleeve. Dusty, she just happy to be there. She has questions about the family photos and everything. Joe has Kelly being a distraction to the dad. I don't know if she was trying to steal or what, but then Joe asks if they could see the rest of the house. Rena is so excited because she really thinks that they care about her and they don't. Now I think Dusty does, but them other two, absolutely not. So Suman is fuming. She following them everywhere they go. She is not happy about them girls being there. She feels like Rena has become more and more like those girls, like every day. And Manjit, on the other hand, he's trying to be more optimistic. He's like, they're just admiring our home. They don't have nothing like this. But Suman, she's still like feeling it, right? So Manjit says, remember, we weren't what our parents wanted either. So the girls, they go look around in Rena's room, and then for some reason they end up in the parents' room and in the mom's closet. Now I don't know about y'all, but going into the parents' room was always off limits unless they invited you in their room, and that was rare. So Joe and Kelly, they go into the walk-in closet and they see all this jewelry laid out, and you can hear them say, jackpot. So they pick up these earrings, which are the same earrings that Suman's mother gave her for her wedding day, and they are heirlooms. Suman says they came from her great-great-grandmother, and when Rena gets older, she's going to pass them down to her. Rena was surprised, but you can also see on her face that she felt so loved. And Joe, she in the back, hey, you already know. So Joe pulls out a sari, and she says she didn't think it could fit her because it was too big. And she tries to throw shade at Dusty by saying, it might fit you, Dusty. Suman knew that Joe was being mean, so she told Dusty it could fit anyone and that it would look beautiful on you, Dusty. And she asked Dusty if she wanted to put it on. Dusty was like, yeah. So Suman and Dusty walk out of the closet. Then Rena picks up something for Joe to try on. And by this time, Manjit, he walks in to check on everybody, make sure everybody having a good time. And Joe, annoying tail, gonna say, so what? You're just gonna stand there and watch us change? And he's like, no. So Rena, she gets embarrassed and she yells at her father to just leave. So Kelly asks the mom, where was the restroom? And she tells her where it is. She goes, she uses it. But on her way back, she goes in Rena's room and takes the parrot, because Rena has a pet parrot called Smooch. She takes the parrot out of the cage and she tells the parrot, shh. Joe, on the other hand, She says she'll try the dress on in the closet. And she closes the door, and I'm like, what the heck are you about to steal, Joe? Because that's what you're about to do. So now everybody is at the dinner table, and Rena, she's not happy because see, her daddy told her that he was going to order pizza and they was going to have fries. But he actually cooked pizza with goat cheese and peppers. But surprisingly, the girl seemed to like it. And Manjit, he wants to pray over the food. Rena feels embarrassed. This time the mom, she's trying to be the one like, no, we don't have to do all that. But he prayed over the food anyway. So everybody prayed except for Joe. All right. So Manjit gets into talking about Joe being dealt a tough hand and it's similar to him not having his father in his life. Now Suman and Rena are trying to stop him from talking because Manjit, sir, you don't know these girls and you might mean well, but they didn't ask you for any of this pep talk or speaking into their life. I mean, for me, it was cringe. You know what I'm saying? And Joe was not happy. Because again, Joe does not like it when people come off as if their life is better than hers, even if it is. So Joe calls Manjit an effing retard and storms away from the table. Rena tells him that he doesn't know what he's talking about and yells at him to shut up. That she runs after Joe. Dustin and Kelly, they just sitting there like, that was not good. That's bad. It's bad. So since everybody's irritated, Kelly calls her mom to pick her up. Her mom comes to pick them up and she asks them, how was it? And Kelly says that it was effing horrible. You can hear Rena screaming in the background at her dad. And like she was not happy. Like she was screaming at that man, telling him that he messed everything up. She runs outside to try and catch the girls as they were driving off, but they gone by now. Then she runs back in her room crying. Manjit is sitting there clueless, asking Suman, what did I do wrong? And she just shake her head because she is irritated. She goes into the closet, right, to put the clothes back, and she notices that her heirloom earrings are missing. Rena turns around in her bed and she sees that the parrot is gone. Suma shows Rena that her earrings are missing and says the girls robbed them and that they are calling the police. Rena tells them that they are crazy and that they don't know what they're talking about. Rena feels like her friends would never do anything like that, and her mom wants her to listen to herself because how can you think that those girls are your friends? And that sounded just like my mom because we were not allowed to use the word friend like so freely. She would always say friend is a very sacred word. You just don't use it lightly. So Rena feels like the girls are her friends because they let her hang out with them and no one else does. She feels like Joe gets everything that she wants, but Rena feels like that never happens for her. And Manjit tells Rena, like, you have a home, you have a family, cook meals, we go on vacations, we love you. Those girls don't have none of that. And he asks Rena, do you not love us anymore? The next day, Rena goes over to Seven Oaks to apologize for the way her dad acted. And she also told them that her mom said that they stole her earrings and the parrot is missing. Kelly gets offended and she ready to fight. So Joe steps in and asks Rena, how do you live there? Like, it's basically like a concentration camp. Rena's like, no, Sherlock, I hate it there. Joe says that she feels sorry for Rena because compared to her insane house, Joe feels like she's living in paradise. Then she gets to lying, talking about she chose to live at Seven Oaks and that her mom begged her to stay at home. And we know that's a lie because she told Rebecca that her mom chose her new man over her. Then she tells Rena, oh, gullible tale, that if she really wanted to get out of her parents' house, that she has a way that she can do it, but Rena would have to be a gangster about it. Rena says, I can't be a gangster. I'm like, girl, Rena. And the next thing we see is Rena walking into the office of the house mom, and she says that she has something to tell the lady about her dad. Now we go back over to Manjit, who is sitting at the table having lunch. Then he looks out the window and he sees Smooch, the parrot. He brings him back in and asks him, how did you get out there in the cold? So that's what Kelly did with the parrot. She put the parrot outside. So as he's talking to the parrot, there's a knock at the door and it's the police. They pull Manjit out the house and says that he is under arrest for abusing his daughter, y'all. I was like, Rena, why would you do that? Why would you lie on your dad like that? And not only did she lie and say that she was abused, she said that her dad molested her. Like, man, that's so messed up. I wanted to shake some sense into Rena. I wish I knew what was going on in Rena's life that made her want to fit in so bad, like mentally and emotionally. What was Rena going through? Because that was a horrible thing to say. That was a horrible lot to tell, just to be able to hang out with some girls who don't even care about you. Man, and you can hear Rena narrating the scene saying, stories have no end and no beginning. We always get a piece plucked from the whole. A burnt child fears fire. A constant quest is never welcome. A single sinner sinks the boat. And you see the Seven Oaks lady showing Rena to her new room at the youth home, and you see the police driving off with Manjit. Y'all, this episode was, oh my goodness. I would have never thought that when they received their letter and it said that everything had been wiped off and that he had this big secret, would be that his daughter lied on him like that just to fit in with some girls. Girl, I don't know, but yeah, that was episode 4 of Under the Bridge. Are y'all watching the series? It's good. It's good. It's like bittersweet. I hate that happened to her, but how they put it all together is flowing like perfectly. Or have y'all read the book? Let me know. Get down in the comments. Please like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to y'all later.